What's going on, guys? It's Mr. DEBT Joe Lord from the Money Etiquette Group, wishing you a happy Black History Month. And today I want to talk about Clubhouse. Recent news came out from the Clubhouse team that they're going to look to offer paid subscription programs similar to Patreon. And I want to hear from you and talk about, is it worth it? Will you invest? Once it's not free, will you stick with it? Do they support Black communities? Is this something that they're making money off the Black community? Is that coming back? I want to talk about everything Clubhouse and everything Clubhouse business. All right, guys, you know how we like to start things out on our videos. I have to talk about Clubhouse first, and then we'll get into the business. For those who aren't familiar, Clubhouse is a social media app which people gather together to have group conversations about popular topics, anything from finance to relationships. You have a group that are listeners, and then you have a group that are called on the stage where they have an opportunity to speak. Similar to any type of conference that you go to, it's like a business app in a sense where you can have conferences, but you're having conferences with celebrities. You're having conferences with people who you may not typically be in touch with. It could be the CEO or VC of a certain company. It could be just investors. It could be people who are involved in the stock market heavy. It could be people that just are relationship experts, people that are celebrities that have insight on the movie industry, on the music industry, on sports. This is a place where people gather because they believe they're going to get some insight about things that they're interested in. Sometimes it's just relationship talk. Sometimes it's just being nosy about a person of notability's life and family. Lord. This is an app that's gained a lot of traction. It is an app that is exclusively, as of now, on the Apple platforms. Again, it's on Apple platforms. It's not on Samsung or Android. This is on Apple platforms right now, and I believe eventually it'll be rolled out to everyone. It grew in popularity over the last 6 months to 1 year. Typically, when it first came out, this was really pushed towards the business community, and then it got pushed more towards the hip hop community. It got pushed towards the Black community. So we're going to get into that aspect of the conversation too, because there's some criticism there. There's some things there that people want to talk about. So we'll get to that. But this is, again, a popular app right now. It has some exclusivity when it comes to, everyone can't get on it. If you're not an Apple user, you can't get on it. These rooms have people that, again, you may not hear from on a regular basis, but now you hear from them in what seems to be, or what's being sold as kind of a free-flowing conversation, less scripted, less media-based. So all in all, for all my 80s and 90s, baby, this is a big chat line with celebrities on it and influential people, and people want to be a part of the conversation, and some people even want the opportunity sometimes to speak to someone of notoriety, someone that it seems like you won't get to speak to on a normal basis, and there's some level of exclusivity to it. Now we see the model. Obviously, anyone has the opportunity to take advantage of that. Look, you have good content. Now you can charge for these group discussions. It's like you can charge basically to get in the club. The same setup as a club. Think about it. You got your club, you got your VIP section, you got the people that got to wait in line to get in there, and you get the people that can come in for free. The same thing. This is why it's called Clubhouse, if you think about it. It's the same setup. You have the celebrity, the draw, right? The celebrities who are going to be on that night. Okay, they get in for free. In fact, they're taking part of the bar. They're taking part of the door. They're taking part of the profits. Then you have the people who want exclusive access in the club. These are the people that want to be on the stage. So if they're not the celebrities, they have to pay to be on the stage. Dummy. So instead of paying the normal subscription and entry fee, they have to pay a little bit more so that they can be a part of the discussion with these other celebrities. They could sit up there and pop bottles. They could be around all the women, all the people who are getting attention, all the bartenders, everybody's coming their way. You pay a little more and you get that level of access. And then you have the people at the door. Because you have these celebrities here, you have these big draws here. Now everyone's going to line up at the door, and that's where most of the money's coming in. And that's where you can charge monthly fees. You may be able to charge for each and every conversation because of the content that's going to be delivered. But again, it's growing, it's popular. Now it's been put and marketed in the Black community, the hip hop community. It's grown from that point. It's also, don't get me wrong, it's beyond that community. There are other communities in it, but this is where it had seen the most growth. And now we see a business that's worth $1 billion. So let's get more into the business, okay? The app, the business was created. It's owned by Andreessen Horowitz. Sorry if I said that wrong, but I think it's Andreessen Horowitz. And again, he's talking about taking the company public maybe in 2021. It might happen this year. And right now, with a $1 billion valuation, and several VCs have decided to invest because the data that's coming out shows the growth. We're talking about an app that went from tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands to now over 2 million users in a very short time frame. And certainly you want those numbers to be closer to 100 million if you want to reach a certain platform and level, but you see the potential for growth. Now, is this a fad? Is this something that is just hot for the moment and it's going to go away as competitors kind of take that same technology and do this themselves? Because if you look at the competition, I mean, Facebook has these type of options. Instagram is working on these type of options. Twitter has these type of options, but none of these platforms have specifically, I would say, targeted this technology towards the hip hop and Black community. So again, that's the owner. That's kind of the direction they're going. Again, $1 billion valuation, 2 million users today, and they're offering a subscribership program for independent creators and for users, where similar to Patreon. If you've been following anyone on social media lately, you know most people, whether it's comedians, whether it's entertainers, whether it's sports people, have a Patreon channel where, in addition to putting out free content, they put out exclusive content on Patreon where they can charge anywhere from $2 per month to $10 a month to $50 a month, depending on what people are willing to pay for the content. And then Patreon, just as each payment is processed, takes a part of that fee. This is also a place right now, based on that model, they're saying, look, we're not bringing in advertisement. We're not going to interrupt your conference, your session by saying, insert this ad. We're not going to take away from the user experience. That's the conversation that's going on now about where they're going. But here's the controversy. Here's something that's being said and being spoke about, especially, let's say, by Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast, because he's a person that's a very popular user, and I think he has over 1 million followers himself at this point. The conversation is, this company is another company that has been grown on the back of the Black community. It's now a $1 billion company. And what he was asking, and what several other people are starting to ask, is, well, how can Black people get equity
Put up a shut up time
in this business? And also, how are you going to empower more Black people, since you're building this off the backs of hip hop culture and Black people?
Say it again.
If that is the format, the question is, what would make a person, a creator, bring their content exclusively to Clubhouse versus Patreon, which is already there? What is it about Clubhouse that makes a person want to go that direction? And also, would you be willing to pay for these conversations, to be a part of them? I understand free. The model is showing what people would do for free. But would you pay to hear Joe Budden and others debate, to hear Meek talking to academics, in a conversation, to hear from the top CEOs and VPs and creators of different businesses and organizations, real estate experts, people that Elon Musk, crypto people, investment people, since that's the hot topic right now? Would you be willing to pay to do that? Or do you think you're going to pass? Are you already over it? I've been reading up and down my timeline, and I tell you, about a week ago, people were saying they were over it. They were saying, look, it takes too much time in your day. I don't have all day to sit around and have conversations and listen to conversations because I have to work. I have a job. But they may change the model. Maybe there will be recordings that you can pay for so you can have access, again, similar to Patreon, where you can pay and you can hear those conversations versus having to be there live. That's something they're exploring. If they do it all correctly, if everything is lined up the way you would like it to be lined up, would you be willing to pay? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. I want to hear what you have to say. Would you be willing to pay? And secondly, do you think this business and this company will take off? Do you think they're worth billions? Do you feel like, they're way overvalued? They're not worth billions. They're really not worth much of all. They're just hot for the moment. Tell me what you think. And also, do you feel like they're building their business on the backs of the hip hop and Black community, but they're not willing to pay out or incent the same community just as well as they built it on their backs? Is this another company that's taking advantage of Black people? Or is this a company that's going to build up with Black people? Tell me what you think in the comment section. I want to hear from you. And if you had any type of experiences on there, let me know what you thought. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Hey, this is free content. I appreciate your support. Just hit the like button if you can, subscribe button if you can. We're going to have more discussions about this. And if you follow my channel, we talk everything business and finance. This is not about hip hop. This is not just Black issues, even though I'm a Black person, so I'm going to talk about that. But we talk about finances. We talk about what's going on in the stock market. We talk about investing for the first time. We talk about financial literacy, budgeting. We talk about generational wealth. We talk about the economy. We talk about everything finance, IPOs, whatever you need. We talk about it on this channel. Just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit a like, share, and I appreciate your support.